Definitely, no, definitely. And I think if you're going to look at the broader picture, all of these things actually are in line with the upcoming 2025 elections and the 2028 elections as well, no? The presidential elections in which the Dutertes are still very, very formidable, no? Particularly VP Sara Duterte. So this early, nagkakaroon ng mga ganitong pagdinig kahit nga wala namang patutunguhan, but they're trying to really come up with a demolition job, no? Directed against the president. Unfortunately, parang ang nangyayari nagba-backfire, no? Instead of the public being dismayed over the former president, ang nangyayari parang mas lalong mas lalong nasusolidify yung pagmamahal natin ng taong bayan at nanunumbalik, yung dating pagtangkilik ng mga kababayan natin sa dating pangulo, which I think is not really the intention whatsoever of this hearing. Kasi maliwanag naman ang sinasabi ng pangulo, no? If you have evidence, then go ahead and file a case. The problem with this hearing is that they are trying to get it from the president himself, no? Yung mga operational activities and all those things na gusto nila manggaling sa presidente. And kung tutingnan nga natin, the good thing about President Duterte here is he is not even invoking his right to self-incrimination. In fact, siya na nga mismo ang nagsasabi, no, that I am to be held accountable for everything that were committed during the drug war. So, unlike other resource persons na hindi mo magsasalita maliban sa I invoke my right to self-incrimination, so on and so forth. But the president has been very steadfast about his position from the very beginning. File a case. No, yun lang naman yun eh. So all of this investigations to me is just more of a grandstanding, no? Para dito sa mga members ng ating mababang kapulungan na mahilig sa publicity, no? So more than a publicity stunt, walang direksyon at walang sustansya itong naging pagdinig na to.
Opo, totoo yung sinasabi mo, Prof. Dahil nga doon sa pagdalo ng dating Pangulo, maraming mga Pilipino ang nanood. Magandang avenue po ito para doon sa mga nagtatanong. Hindi ho ba na maging part ng strategy para sa kanilang political ambition?
Definitely. Dahil nga, parang grandstanding, even itong inimbitahan nila yung former Senator Trillanes, to be there. Alam naman natin, humahabol ito ngayon for Mayor of Caloocan City. Again, this is another media mileage for him. And definitely, kung wala naman talagang bearing at wala naman talagang connection doon sa pinag-uusapan, I think they should have tried to get better resource persons na meron talagang substance, meron talagang masasabi nating kinalaman dito sa pinag-uusapan, and not just anybody else, just to pin down the former president. Nakita niyo rin po ba, Prof, yung consistency ng dating Pangulo sa kanyang mga sinasabi? Noon pa, bago pa lang siya, during sa kanyang kampanya noon, naging Pangulo, at until now, yung kanyang paninindigan na talagang ayaw niya sa mga kriminal. Sabi pa nga, nabanggit pa nga niya, yours is human rights, pero sa kanya, human life. Kasi ang pinoprotektahan niya yung ating mga kababayan. Kapag kriminal, talagang dapat mawala na sa mundong ito, sa sosyedad. Yeah, actually, and ito yung sinasabi natin that when the narrative really comes from the heart, it will always be as normal, and as natural as it should be. And I think ito yung pinapakita ng ating Pangulo, from 2016. Actually, hindi lang 2016, from the time that he was mayor of Davao, his position never faltered regarding criminality and regarding this drug menace. And I think it really comes or emanates from the fact na talagang he really loves the country more than anything else, and that he really wants the future generations to actually have a better life. And what better way to give it to them than to veer them away from this drug menace, because this is really going to destroy the country. And time and again, ito yung rhetoric, ito yung binabanggit ng ating Pangulo, ito yung kanyang mensahe. And I don't know why in this particular hearing, no, lagi na lang sila sabi may mga biktima nitong war on drugs, no, may mga namatay and all. Pero hindi natin na imbitahan kahit minsan, ano, yung mga pamilya, yung mga kababayan natin na nag-benefit naman talaga totally, no, dito sa nangyaring war on drugs na to, no, yung mga tao na nagsasabi na mas umayos yung ating kapaligiran nung panahon na yon, na wala yung pangamba, they could walk out in the streets without too much of worry. I think if this hearing is to be fair, no, we should not just be calling on these people who they claim to be victimized by this war on drugs, but also try to talk to these people who were, you know, benefited from the years that this war on drugs actually came to being.
Opo, at para ba sa iyo, Prof, personally, o sa mga monitoring po ninyo, sa mga narinig niyo yung pulso ng ating mga kababayan, when the President, pag sinasabi niyang kapag nanlaban, yung mga kriminal, pagbunot pa lang ng kanilang mga armas, dapat barilin na, dapat mawala na. Pabor ka ba? Parang ano bang dating para sa iyo pag gano'n ang sinasabi ng Pangulo?
Well, from an operational perspective, no, let's say if you're a police officer, I think this is really part of their training, no. Maliwanag naman na binabagit ng Pangulo dito, no, na kapag halimbawa nakatali or immobile o nakagapos yung perpetrator, yung ating criminal, you are not supposed to be doing that kasi helpless diba? So I think when you go to operational proceedings pagdating sa halimbawa sa police activities, yun naman talaga ang tinuturo, no? And ito yung binabanggit ng ating Pangulo, no? So in lieu of self-defense or self-preservation, yung ginagawa or yung mga ino-order niya sa ating kapulisan.
At yung pang sinasabi niya, Prof, na baga ini-encourage pa yung mga kriminal na manlaban. Para sa iyo, ano masasabi mo doon?
Well, in the first place kasi nga criminal, no. So what the President Duterte is actually trying to arrive here is yung version niya nga ng swift justice. Yes, it may not really sit well when we talk about human rights basically, but the point is the President is just trying to really eradicate the society of these lawless elements in the fastest time that he could, because he believes that the problem is so magnanimous, it's so big to the point that if you're going to let the slow wheels of justice take its course, talagang matatagalan, matatabunan, no? So sa kanya, this is his brand of justice, and siguro para sa kanya ito yung kanyang paraan para talagang mas magkaroon ng kaayusan dito sa ating lipunan.
Oo, at nabanggit nga niya yan doon sa Quadcom na kung meron mang 50 kriminal sa isang lugar, 30 dyan ay nawala, at least 20 na lang ang hahabulin mo.
Yes, time and again, the messaging is very clear naman, ano, and I really don't understand why some of our countrymen couldn't understand this. Actually, majority of these people in the Congress couldn't fathom the idea that if you are a law-abiding citizen and if you are a freedom-loving person, then you're good during the drug war. But if you're a criminal and you're a lawless element of the society, then the whip of President Duterte is really go right after you, no? So that's as simple as that. So kung wala kang kinakatakutan at hindi ka naman talaga gumagawa ng krimen at wala ka namang kamalian ginagawa, so bakit kailangan mangamba, no? Pero kung criminal ka nung panahon na yon, then you really have to shape up, otherwise, no, the Duterte brand of justice will come after you.
Oo, at dinidiin din doon na, di ba, doon sa pangako ng dating Pangulo, 6 months lang pero umabot ng buong termino niya, dahil nakita ng Pangulo, ng dating Pangulo, kung gaano kalawak, karami yung mga naging naapektuhan nitong illegal na droga sa ating bansa.
Yes, because naging systemic and structural talaga yung problema, no. And of course, if you have, or if you're dealing with a problem that deep and that immense, of course you cannot really address that in a very short span of time, no. And actually, even if yung 6 years nga, no, nung nakita ng presidente, ng former President Duterte, kung gaano talaga kalala yung problema, kahit naman siya siguro sinabi niya sa sarili niya that it cannot really be solved in this span of time. Nung 6 na taon na yun, syempre nagkaroon pa tayo ng pandemya, no. So syempre nagkaroon ng halt doon sa drug war, no. So I think yung lalim, no, yung magnitude ng problema nakita ni former president yan nung panahon na siya nakaupo na. That's why he understood the dynamics and the complexity, and it really cannot be solved in that short span of time.
At isang lesson din siguro dito, Prof, para doon sa ating mga kababayan, kung ayaw nilang mabiktima o ma-target ng mga kapulisan during sa kanyang administrasyon, wag sanang gumamit ng droga, wag gagamit kasi ngayon, 'di ba, mabilis na lang yung pera sa illegal na droga, kaya pumapasok yung ilan sa atin, marami sa mga kababayan natin diyan dahil mabilis yung pera, kaya ang Pangulo, ang dating Pangulo, pinapakita niya na dapat hindi, bawal, kaya yung kanyang approach is matapang.
Exactly. And of course, kinakailangan mo talaga ng kinakailangan mo talaga ng kamay na bakal, because you're dealing here with lawless elements, no? You're dealing here with criminals. These are hardened people already, no, na karaniwan at karamihan sa kanila wala ka talagang kinikilalang batas, no. So I think what the president did during his time was really to send the strong and stern message, no, para to send yung mensahe, no, para magkaroon ng chilling effect, no, ika nga, lalong-lalo na doon sa mga gumagawa talaga ng mali. Pero yun nga, kung wala ka namang ginagawang mali at nasa tama ka naman, then I think you will definitely be in favor of what the president did, no? Because what he really wanted is to make the situation better for the majority of the Filipinos during the time. Because definitely, hindi naman masasabi na mas mayorya ng mga Pilipino noon hook sa droga. Definitely not, no? Pero yung mga minority na yan, yung mga ilan na talagang nagdodroga at gumagamit at nagbebenta, yun yung talagang tinakot, ano, at yun yung talagang nangamba during that time. And yun nga, sad to say, after his term, nanumbalik na naman, ano? So that's the sad reality right now.
Opo, at di ba may survey naman that time kung gusto ba ng mga Pilipino yung drug war, mas marami yung nagustuhan itong programa o itong war on drugs ng dating Pangulo that time, dahil nga paglabas nila, feeling safe sila kapag nasa daan.
Yes, actually, and hindi lang yung mga tao, no? I think even the members of the Congress during that time, majority of them actually are in favor of the drug war. Many of them are actually seen bearing this closed fist, no? The Duterte sign in many of their gatherings, no? So, ibig sabihin, nung panahon na yon, they're in favor of it. Tapos, all of a sudden, right now, they're prosecuting President Duterte. So, what does it make of them, no? As public officials?
Naalala mo, Prof, yung panahon na nagbigay ng SONA ang dating Pangulo, standing ovation yung mga kongresista, at ilan nga, marami siguro sa kanila nandyan mismo sa Quadcom nagtatanong.
Exactly, and you really cannot fathom, no? So anong klaseng mentality 'to, no? Parang duplicity, no? In a matter of years, biglaan lang may iba yung kanilang perspective, no? I really don't understand where that's coming from. Pero anyway, that's politics, That's clearly understandable. But at least I think it's incumbent upon this this congressman to really stand up naman sana, no, for the principles that they once believed in, ano. At hindi basta-basta masusway towards something else just because nagbago na nga ng liderato yung ating pamahalaan.